Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. It is Tuesday morning. Got a great video planned out for you guys. We're going to be talking a little bit today about the CPI numbers that should be coming out tomorrow. And I'm pretty excited about that. I really am, because depending on how those numbers come out, it's going to give us a pretty good indication, I believe, of what's going to happen in late September. Now, it's still the Fed meeting, still a month and a half away. But the Fed meeting, depending on what they decide to do, if they're going to cut rates or leave them the same or maybe even raise them, a lot of that is going to depend on how the CPI numbers come out. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in today's video. If you guys enjoy the video, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment. If you are not subscribed, please take a quick minute, hit that subscribe button and leave a thumbs up. I can't appreciate it more if you leave a comment. I love reading y'all's comments. Your comments kind of push me to make more videos and give me ideas on what types of videos would be good. Also, if you'd like to become a member, it is only $1.99 a month. We will be doing a members only event here in the next week and a half, where we're going to be giving away a free ounce of silver to one lucky member. Currently, we're only sitting on 41 members, I believe, which means your odds of winning for $1.99 becoming a member are super awesome right now, which means it's worth it, I think. If there was 1,000 members, I'd say, your odds are kind of slim, unless there's a bunch of prizes. But I expect I'll probably be adding more prizes as we grow the channel and the memberships. And your comments come straight to my phone. So that's pretty cool too. So I get to see your comments right off the bat. With over 3,000 videos now talking about silver, prepping, and different topics, it's hard to keep up with everything, every single comment. But with members' comments coming directly to my phone, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I can reply to them right off. So with that being said, let's jump right into the video today. And if you want, we did a live stream last night. A lot of fun. So you can go back and check that out if you'd like. Okay, so the video for today, what's important? A lot of people wondering, are we going to continue to see this pullback in silver? Are we going to see a price jump in silver? You guys know I actually have a 1 ounce silver bet with one of the members of the channel. And the bet took place at $28 silver. He took the under that we'll see silver go to $26. I took the over that I think we're going to see silver hit $30 first. And if neither of them targets are hit by the end of the year, it's null and void. Why do I think that we're going to see $30 silver sooner than you think? Well, the first reason, taking a look at gold yesterday, it was amazing. We saw gold hit another all-time high, closing at $2,472.90. That's a new all-time high close for gold. Now, that gold's not silver, but why is that important? Because, and someone out there might even say, I thought it went to 2,500. It did go to 2,505 during daily trading about a week ago. However, it came right back down. It took a nice beating, only to see us go even higher up yesterday. And I think we could even see it go a little higher up today. Why? Because obviously a lot of people are looking at the CPI and they don't think the inflation has came down quite as much as they're telling us it has. And here's the thing. When the CPI numbers come out, Consumer Price Index, it only makes sense that if it looks like inflation is still a little higher than they want it to be, chances are they're going to have a hard time lowering interest rates in September. They're definitely going to have a hard time doing an emergency cut rate. Now, if the CPI numbers come out that inflation has improved, it's not as bad, then they might try to go back to cheap and easy money. And with cheap and easy money, that generally means people get a little bit more gambly. They want to gamble on cryptocurrencies, on the stock market, on the real estate market, on precious metals. And so more people get in. But the truth of the matter is, just the fact that they're lowering, if they do lower interest rates, the fact that they're lowering interest rates means people are not going to want to be buying treasury bonds. Why? Because it's not going to pay them as much money. They're not going to want to put their money in CDs. They're not going to want to save their money. It's incentive for you to spend your money because, let's be honest, you want to put your money where you're going to make the most money. And this is not financial advice. It's just my opinion and what I do. I believe that silver is going to go up higher. Another reason, because silver usually follows gold. You never see silver break out and then silver breaks out and then all of a sudden gold starts climbing with it. You always see it where gold takes off first and then silver takes off. And there's a lot of different reasons for that. The biggest one being smart money or insider money always bet on the gold, it seems like. Normally, big money will push into gold. The banks are already positioning themselves with gold. They're buying up lots and lots of gold. Well, what about the silver? Once people realize that inflation is happening hard, then they're going to look for some way to preserve their wealth. How can we save our money? Because clearly, we can't put it in the stock market. We can't put it in a treasury. Where do you put your money? And that's where silver comes in, because by that point, gold has already, in most people's mind, gone up too much. It's too expensive. They can't afford. I mean, right now, you look at an ounce of gold, if spot price is $24.70, you're lucky to pick it up now at $2,600. You might find something for, high to high 25s. But usually you're looking right around $2,600 for a nice coin with a little bit of a collectible value on top of that. Now, I've always said, obviously, pick up your coins, whether it be gold and silver, as cheap as possible. Why? Because you want to get the most bang for your buck. Now, people have always commented, does it really matter? If you know silver is going to go to $50, what difference does it make if I pay 30, 35, or 40? I'm still going to be up in the end. And that's true. You will still be up in the end, but it's nicer to have, I guess, more profit, you could say. And you never know if there's going to be an emergency that will pop up and put you in a hard spot where you have to sell. Nobody buys silver or gold with the intent that they're going to have to sell. But it does happen. Emergencies come up all the time. And once you are aware of that, it makes you understand that you have to get your precious metals for as cheap as possible. I don't suggest any specific company. I just tell you guys my thoughts. Obviously, get it as low to spot as you can. I stay away from eagles, even though in front of me you can see there's probably 10 or 15 eagles right in the center of the screen here, right here. But at the end of the day, I really like generic. I know a lot of people like junk silver. I got some over here off to the side that you can't see. It's kicking a little bit off screen. But once you realize that, you want to make as much money as you can. And silver and gold is a great way to preserve your wealth. Why? Because we're constantly seeing it go up. If you look over the last 20 years, 30 years, it really doesn't matter. You're going to see gold has generally gone up. Silver has generally gone up higher and higher. And what you tend to see is a nice big jump and then a little bit of a pullback. And another big jump and a little bit of a pullback. It's like climbing stairs. You don't get to jump 10 stairs at once. You walk up a stair and then you're on a flat surface, wait a little bit. We call that like a consolidation. And, it just makes sense. And I think we're really in for, I guess everything's going to rely on the numbers tomorrow, the CPI numbers. But I think we're going to see that inflation is not really as good as they're telling us. I think they've been cooking the books a little for a while now. I don't believe half the numbers that come out. I believe everything is essentially rigged to tell us what we want to hear so they get the reaction that they want us to do. And right now they want us to keep investing our money essentially in the economy. They don't want to tell you the economy's bad, because if they tell you the economy's bad, you're going to probably sell your stocks and get out. And they don't want you getting out until they get out, because ultimately when everything comes collapsing down, they want you left holding the bag. Taking a look at the banking sector, a lot of people have this misunderstanding that the banking sector is perfectly safe. Is it insured? Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the banking sector is not insured. There's a lot of good banks out there, but unfortunately, there's a lot of banks that have gone back to their bad practices that led us up to the 2009 housing crisis. And on top of that, you're seeing credit cards, a lot more delinquencies, a lot more people struggling to make ends meet. So they're putting stuff on credit cards, they're not able to pay it, and little by little, they fall behind, and then they eventually go delinquent and they lose their money. And eventually they've got to report these losses. As you see that happening, you start seeing a domino effect. Companies' stock prices start falling. Companies have to lay off workers. Those workers don't go out to eat as much. They don't spend as much money because now they're tight with their money. They've got to be, because they've got less coming in. Maybe a 2-income or a 3-income family gets knocked down to 1 or 2-income families in the same household. We're seeing a lot more generational homes where you have the grandkids, the kids, and the grandparents, multi-generations living together. Why? Because prices of everything are just getting out of control. And it only makes sense that things are going to continue down this road until something drastic happens. Now, I always get asked, is there anything that can happen? I've had one friend tell me, if this politician comes in and becomes the new administration, will it change the fact? The truth of the matter is, it's not a political thing. Are there politicians that will do a better job than others? Of course. But the majority of the politicians are always, they're not going to do what they have to do. And this is not a dig at anybody. That's why I'm not saying any names, or I'm trying not to. The truth of the matter is, they all spend. They're all going to spend, and they're going to spend on what they think. One might be spending on more stimulus, more health care, more welfare, and another one might be spending on more military and more different stuff like that. It just depends where the money's going. That's usually what it comes down to. The truth of the matter is, no politician is going to go into the office and all of a sudden do what has to be done. And the Fed, that would definitely make a difference, but that's probably not going to happen realistically. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, that here we are paying interest on more and more money that they're creating rapidly. And I think they've been doing some shady practices, like your plunge protection team, where they're pumping money into the economy to kind of make things look a little better. Take a look at our strategic petroleum reserves that has pretty well been depleted out. Why? So we could keep oil and gas prices down at the pump, and then hopefully keep inflation down a little bit. And at what cost, though? The cost that now we don't have a strategic stockpile reserve. Now, as prices dipped more recently, you didn't see them filling it up. Why? Because they don't have the money to fill it up. We are now $35 trillion in debt. As they print more and more money, everything will go up in price, including gold and silver. When people all of a sudden start wanting to put their money in something safe, where can they put it? And if you have an option, let me know what your opinion is. Where would you put your money to keep it safe? You can put that in the comments, and I'd love to read your thoughts. But remember, I always like the most undervalued asset out there. And right now, I believe that's silver. Why? We're still 40% away from our all-time high. That's scary when you think about it. We need to see it just continue to climb. And until that happens, then what? So there's a lot of room for silver to run. Now, I understand gold's at an all-time high. People are getting excited, and they're like, I wish I bought more gold. Yeah, it's easy to say that right now, and then all of a sudden, we get another big run on silver, and all of a sudden, you just missed the biggest opportunity in a while. And like I've always say, once every 15 years or so, you see this enormous run up. Take a look at silver when it went from $5 to $50. You're talking a 10x move. Can you imagine if silver has a 10x move from where it's at today? $30? I mean, technically, I do think we'll see a 10x move, but I don't think it's going to be from 30. I think it's more likely that it's going to be from around 22. But even a 10x move on 2022, that's putting us at $220, $220 or 222, depending on if it's, from the $20 mark or the $22 mark. So I think it has a lot of potential, and I can't understand how so many people are holding off and waiting for a dip. We've seen the dip. This is the dip. We've seen it go all the way down to $26.50. That was a huge buying opportunity, and all of a sudden it started climbing back up, and now we're sitting at 28. Could we see it come back down into the low 27s? Yeah, but I can't picture it going too low. Take advantage of the opportunities when you can get them, because they're going to start becoming fewer and further apart. With that being said, we're going to wrap up the video. I highly recommend you go and check out our live stream that we did yesterday, and it was a great video. I wasn't going to do a video today because I did the live stream last night, but then I was like, nope, I want to keep my trend because we are trying to grow the channel as best we can. It's hard with the algorithm. Obviously, some stuff gets knocked out. They don't want word getting out on certain stuff. They want you to believe in the system. They want you to trust their choices. They don't want you doing the right thing. The right thing is save your money, pay down your debt, and be frugal with your money right now. Times are fixing to get harder. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody, and have a great week, but I'll see you again tomorrow anyway. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.